Russian drones slicing into Polish skies have pushed Warsaw into one of its most serious security dilemmas in years. Prime Minister Donald Tusk announced late Tuesday that Poland would formally request the invocation of NATO's Article 4 after 19. Russian drones crossed into Polish airspace during what he described as a very tough and risky operation. Several of the drones were intercepted and destroyed, though the breach rattled the government in Warsaw and sharpened calls for a collective Allied response.
It was indeed a very tough and risky operation and very effective. The fact that these drones, which were directly threatening our security, were shot down, this is of course a success for our and NATO's military forces, but it also changes the political situation. That is why these Allied consultations I am talking about have now taken on a character of a formal request to invoke Article 4 of the North Atlantic Treaty.
Article 4 of NATO's founding treaty states, "The parties will consult together whenever, in the opinion of any of them, the territorial integrity, political independence, or security of any of the parties is threatened." Unlike Article 5, which obliges members to defend one another against direct attack, Article 4 is a political tool that compels consultations among allies. Crucially, it does not define a territorial scope for threats, enabling members to seek collective discussions and backing even in cases that fall short of an armed assault. In practice, Article 4 has evolved into a mechanism for countries that feel endangered but have not yet suffered a direct strike. It has been invoked 7 times since NATO's creation in 1949, all in the 21st century. The triggers were either Russian military pressure in Eastern Europe or Turkey's security fears tied to unrest in the Middle East. Over the decades, the clause has also been broadened to cover threats ranging from terrorism to organised crime, functioning as a forum for allies to exchange intelligence and shape coordinated responses. For Warsaw, the overnight incursion underscores the fragile balance on NATO's eastern flank, where the war in Ukraine repeatedly spills over into neighbouring territory. While Polish officials hail the military response as a success, Tusk's appeal to NATO allies signals a recognition that the challenge is no longer merely technical but deeply political. The crossing of 19. Russian drones, some shot down and others breaching Polish airspace, has transformed a night of military maneuvers into a collective test of alliance solidarity. The next move now rests with NATO, whether consultations remain just that or whether the alliance begins to edge closer to a confrontation, many fear, but Poland insists it can no longer ignore.